Hello, everybody. This is John Clark from Jasper, Indiana, coming to you live. This is day 13 of our 31 days of going live with the challenge from Dr. V. So I'm going to start off with some John Maxwell quotes. A leader is one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. That makes sense, doesn't it? Let's see. People may hear your words, but they feel your attitude. Attitude plays a big role. The greatest day in your life and mine is when we take total responsibility for our affiliations. That's the day we truly grow up. Hey, Mary. Yeah, I'm on late. AC, Julie, how are you doing? The secret of your success is determined by your daily agenda. Teamwork makes the dream work, but a vision becomes a nightmare when the leader has a big dream and a bad team. Makes sense. Everything rises and falls on leadership. Hey, Sandy. A man must be big enough to admit his mistakes, smart enough to profit from them, and strong enough to correct them. I'm going to change that. An individual must be big enough to admit their mistakes, smart enough to profit from them, and strong enough to correct them. People buy into leader before they buy into the vision. They buy into the leader before they buy into the vision. Hi, Nancy. Leadership is influence. Leaders must be close enough to relate to others, but far enough ahead to motivate them. Learn to say no to the good so you can say yes to the best. I like that one. Hey, Marilyn. Live to learn and you will really learn to live. Makes sense. If you've never followed John Maxwell or done any research with him, I do highly recommend it. To add value to others, let me start that one over. To add values to others, one must first value others. Boy, isn't that the truth? Policies are many, principles are few. Policies will change, principles never do. People who add value to others do so intentionally. I say that because to add value, leaders must give of themselves, and that rarely occurs by accident. Time management is an oxymoron. Time is beyond our control, and the clock keeps ticking regardless of how we lead our lives. Priority management is the answer to maximizing the time we have. Success is due to our stretching to the challenges of life. Failure comes when we shrink from them. And without failure, there is no achievement. Most people don't like to change. Hi, Thelma. Most people don't like change. They revolt against it unless they can clearly see the advantage it brings. For that reason, when good leaders prepare to take action or make changes, they take people through a process to get them ready for it. Family and friendships are two of the greatest facilitators of happiness. The greatest mistake we make is living in constant fear that we will make one. And isn't that the truth? The best way a mentor can prepare another leader is to expose him or her to the other great people. Okay. A minute of thought is greater than an hour of talk. Ooh, which one's my favorite? Probably, let me scroll back up here. I'm thinking the one that made me come to this site is the one that's talked about without failure there is no achievement. And that's the one that I struggle with the most, is being afraid that I'm going to fail. But that's the only way to get to the achievement, right? Let's see here. And I like that other one I just said a little bit ago. The greatest mistake we make is living in constant fear that we will make one. Everyone has the potential to become an encourager. This is true, guys. You don't have to be rich. You don't have to be a genius. You don't have to have it all together. All you have to do is care about people and initiate. The Dr. V will probably like this one. The difference between average people and achieving people is their perception of and response to failure. Man. The attitude towards failure determines your attitude after failure. Wow, that's pretty deep too. In the end, people are persuaded not by what we say, but what they understand. That's pretty good one too. I like John C. Maxwell. I've not gone into any of his training. He's a coach that can teach you how to become a coach, that type of thing. But I'm not willing to pay the money it costs to go to go into his program. How you doing, Amy Cohart? There's just so many quotes in here. Remember, man does not live on bread alone. Sometimes he needs a little buttering up. That's every man. Every man needs a little buttering up. Ooh. Most people want to avoid pain, and discipline is usually painful. Ideas have a short shelf life. You must act on them before the expiration date. If you are a leader, you should never forget that everyone needs encouragement, and everyone who receives it, young or old, successful or less than successful, unknown or famous, is changed by it. This one here probably talks to me the most. Inability to make decisions is one of the principal reasons executives fail. I'm not an executive, but I'm failing at getting my button gear with this weight loss surgery alternative. Deficiency in decision making ranks much higher than lack of specific knowledge or technical know-how as an indicator of leadership failure. Time is more valuable than money because time is irreplaceable. Hey, Tracy. The first time you say something, it's heard. The second time, it's recognized. And the third time, it's learned. So we're going to go for a trifecta as a concept. When your dream is bigger than you are, you only have two choices. Give up or get help. Just to give you guys, Dr. V talks about having mentors and not just having one. So naturally, we consider Dr. V a mentor if you've been following him for any time. Hello, Kathy. Or Kelly, how are you? I also have another mentor. That's Sandy Lyons Rask. And she's probably trying to figure out what to do with me, how to reach through the phone and grab me and shake me a little bit and help me get my act together. The unsuccessful person is burdened by learning and prefers to walk down familiar paths. Their distaste for learning stunts their growth and limits their influence. When a person starts to talk about their dreams, it's as if something bubbles up within them. Their eyes brighten, their face glows, and you can feel the excitement in their words. Hey, Sarah Jane. If you are a parent, you've probably realized that your children are always watching what you do. And just as children watch their parents and emulate their behavior, so do employees who are watching their bosses. That makes sense. Children astound me with their inquisitive minds. The world is wide and mysterious to them, and as they piece it together, the puzzle of life, they ask why ceaselessly. Isn't that the truth? Hello, Miss Ruby. How are you? Thank you, Sandy. Okay, I'm going to go read just a few more here. I have no idea how long I've been on because I did not pay attention, guys. In case anybody knows.
That means it's time to go.
Barb says that means it's time to go. Hey, Laurie. Hey, Lena. All good leaders are connectors. They relate well and make people feel confident about themselves and their leader. John Maxwell says, to remain a credible leader, I must always work first, hardest, and longest on changing myself. This is neither easy nor natural, but it is essential. When you are full of pride on the inside, it makes you stiff, stubborn, and creates strife with others. Hey, Roxanne. Dividers seem to seek to make themselves look or feel better by making others feel worse. They damage relationships, fracture teams and organizations, and create havoc in people's lives. I can include the link to this where I'm reading all these from. If you just Google John C. Maxwell, you'll find there's all kinds of quotes. As you get older, time speeds up, but life slows down. All of the people in my life whom I consider to be close friends or colleagues are good thinkers. Let me see. Let me find one more that really jumps at me. That was Barb. She's jumping at me, guys. Time to go. Sorry, I had to say that. Oh, this is a good one. If you're lying, guys, you're lying. That's all he says. And it's true. Oh, this one's true too. See, I was going to stop, but here I'm not. Life can be boring unless you put some effort into it. So true. Hello, Shelley. Let's see. You will never fulfill your destiny doing work you despise. Isn't that the truth, guys? Ranking among the greatest Christmas movie classics, It's a Wonderful Life tells a beautiful story about the priceless value of relationships. Man, isn't that the truth? That was a good movie. John C. Maxwell quote, we all have done something unethical. Have you read any of his books, Amy? We don't mature momentarily, but over the long term. So, I mean, we can tie that right into our weight loss journey, guys. We don't lose weight over right away. It takes time for us to lose that weight. I like this one. Keeping score is for games, not friendships. Amen.
You need to go outside. You want to go outside? Are you begging?
He's got one here about the presidency, but I'm not even going to read that. I'm not getting into politics. Okay. Seems that it seems the older you get, the more life comes into focus. That makes sense. And if you want to reach the top, don't run over others. Likely the only way you'll reach the top is to be carried there by others. Isn't that the truth? So I'm going to stop there on those. Can anybody tell me how long I've been on here? If you just touch your screen and pull it down, it should tell you, but it won't tell me. I can tell it when I'm watching other people. Look at Lena quoting. Who is that quote from, Lena? 14 minutes, perfect. Okay, guys, I will go ahead and post this and save it, and I will go back in and add the link to these quotes, and we'll go from there. I appreciate everybody jumping on here and joining me. I love you all, and you know the saying. Stay out of trouble, but if you get in trouble, don't call me. Don't use my name. You can call me for a ride, but don't use my name for anything else. All right, Lena, that's a good quote. All right, bye. Everybody have a good night. See y'all.